Well, I tell you what, guys, it's frustrating when you get those shots, but they don't end up in a kill. Either way, that guy was screwed and he was going home. Welcome back, guys. Today we're talking about the A2D Skyshark. This is Gaijin's new ground pounder that actually fares pretty well as a fighter. So anyways, the Mighty Snail gave me a chance to test drive this thing today, and I can tell you what, right off the bat, it's actually kind of a fun plane. It's extremely fast, has a really amazing climb rate. This match just started and I'm already above everybody. The only problem with this aircraft, though, is that it's 6'7". Now, in the dev server, we saw this thing had a lot of power, and they actually nerfed that power. So it doesn't have that insane vertical it did when we saw it in the dev server, but it's still got respectable power. The thing about it, though, is at 6'7", you're fighting nothing but jets. I haven't gotten a single down tier in this aircraft yet, so I can't tell you how it's going to fare against 5.7s, but if you never face them, what's the point? Now 6.7 is a very weird battle rank to play because in the German tree, the only thing that they have in props is 5.7 and below. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to be facing jets. Now against jets, this thing does pretty well, except for one problem. R2-Y2s. They get an air spawn. You've got tons of power, you can get up to their altitude, but there's literally nothing you can do against them. You can't outturn them. You can't outrun them. The only thing you can do is just kind of wait or try and reverse them and force them to the ground, because if they try to go up in front of you, then you can follow them. But you better get him on that pass, because if you don't, he's going to make short work of you. I can tell you in the probably about 10 matches I've played in this aircraft today, the only time I've died is to R2-Y2s. Hortons are kind of a pain in the butt, but there's a special trick if you fly against them, you just kind of stay fast, because above 550 they can't turn very well. If they try, they're going to go ahead and rip. Plus they don't have a rudder, so as long as you stay along, the rudder axis of that aircraft, you won't really have too much issue, especially when they're going fast. You get slow with a Horton, you're going to have troubles. But as you can see in this match, I've got plenty of power. I'm up here fighting. And the jets, they really don't have the power that I do up here. So in this case, you see this 262, he decided to go vertical in front of me. I'm just going to go straight up. Nothing you can do. He's pretty much toast. We get that one. I'm going kind of slow, so I try to pull my nose over to get the other guy, but this thing just doesn't maneuver very well when it's slow. But no biggie, we drop our nose, pop our flaps around, and we follow him down a little bit. If he wanted to, he could dive out and go faster than me, but ultimately, I can always maintain an altitude advantage over these guys because my climb rate is really, it's insane. So now this guy really don't know what to do. Of course, my aim is a little off, but we finally get him. Let me just go ahead and extend away. I'm still doing 500 kilometers an hour. That's better than most props can do coming out of a turn. But I'm going to tell you guys, the only reason this match is going as good as it is because I don't have any R2-Y2s to deal with. This is a strictly German match. You throw those Japanese in the mix with the R2s, and it's game over, If there's one, maybe two, you can sometimes get away with it because they'll dive to the deck. But if you got a full bomber squad of R2-Y2s, you're screwed. There's really not much you can do. They're going to clean up you, and they're going to clean up your entire team. R2s are kind of the cancer of this battle rating. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter what aircraft you fly, you're going to have a lot of issues with them because they get a bomber spawn. So if I see an R2-Y2, I just try and stay away from them. At least until they get below me. Then I'll make a pass on them. Once you have the energy advantage over them, you're doing pretty good. So while I'm doing, let's talk about this aircraft's top speed. I've taken it up to 860 so far, and I haven't ripped yet. It has an air brake. That's handy, so if you're going straight down, you can just pop the air brake. It slows it down real quick. It's very effective. But 860, that's pretty much your top speed. So at this point, I've gotten rid of most of the fighters, and this is kind of how most 6-7 matches go. Unfortunately, they get kind of slow towards the end because there's always one or two guys that run, or they need to go back to their base, or they're trying to set up for that energy advantage or something of the sort. But 6-7 matches are just really slow, and it's unfortunate. So, yeah, I'm that guy. He wasn't going to make it anyways. The other guy was going to dive on him, so I just put him out of his misery. But, as you can see, doing 600, no problem. This aircraft is quite fast. At this point, if I wanted to, I could climb back up to 3K or so, but I know since I'm on the deck, I'm going to go ahead and keep my speed just in case somebody comes, and in fact, here they come. So I've got another 262 coming. I know I'm going to have a hard time catching him because he's got the altitude advantage, so he's going to have a speed advantage on me. So Try and set up for the head-on. It's about the only shot I'm going to get on him, but not a very good setup, so we pull off it. So at this point, I'm starting to lose a little bit of speed because I climbed up. I'm just going to lurk behind him and build up that speed. Once I get up to about 550 to 600, then I'll start an easy climb. Eventually he'll run out of speed and I could catch him, but at this point I got another one coming, so I'm going to have to fight him. So the air is coming back. We're going to try and take another quick head-on. It's about the only shot I got. We miss. Pull off from the head-on. Try and dodge his shots and just keep my speed up. Do a slight turn back towards him because I know the other guy's coming. I want to be set up in case he comes. Drag it on out because now we're fighting on their terms. I don't have the advantage. I don't have control of this fight, so just have to play the game until they run out of energy. One guy's coming back in. I'm going to try and set up. Hopefully he turns with me. Don't want to turn too sharp. Come back in on him. Hopefully come back around, but he does not turn with me. So you drop the nose, set up for the next one. Set up for the reversal. That is an A1U4, so he's only got 150 round. And I wanted to go vertical with him at this point, but I wasn't sure what was going on. So I went ahead and pulled off. Getting a little slow for my comfort. This plane doesn't move that well. Not when it's slow. Engine started to get a little warm, so I start backing her off to 96%. That guy's now gone. Unfortunately, this is pretty much the end of the match. There's a couple guys left, but they end up, well, two of them actually crashed trying to land, and the other one gets shot down by a B-29 because he sat on the tail. So I'm not going to bore you guys with the rest of this match. Got my ace, sort of. Might have stole one off the airfield, but anyways, moving on to another match. So this is one of the matches I played where there were R2Y2s, and I thought all of them had gone to the deck already, but I really wasn't sure. So I want to show you guys what happens when you get the R2Y2s in the mix. So I'm diving in. I've got a decent amount of speed. I'm trying not to overspeed at this point, so I was kind of throttling the air brake just a little bit, which I hate doing because you're essentially wasting speed, but with the clouds in the map right now, it's kind of hard. So I'm diving in. I think I've got enough speed over everybody, so I shouldn't have to worry about any behind me. I take a couple passes at the A, but I can't really get him. So knowing what's going on behind me, I decide to drop my nose and keep going if I can, not to make any turns. Try to pop a shot at the 229 while I can, and about this time, here comes the R2Y2 behind me. I drop my nose, but there is nothing I can do. And if there's one thing an R2Y2 pilot does, they spray. They all spray. You got so much ammo, and you got these 30 mils that work so extremely good. And this is the outcome. This is what happens to me every time. And I do mean every time. I hate R2Y2s. They are the bane of this battle rank. They don't need a fucking bomber spawn. They don't. But all that aside, if you don't have to deal with an R2Y2, this plane's actually kind of fun. It's not amazing, but for you guys that love ground pounding, you might have some fun with it because you can carry an ordnance. I'm not a ground pounder, so I'll leave that up to you. But you can climb above pretty much everything you face. And then you can just start this dive run. And once you're up to speed, I mean, not much that can stop you. As long as you don't turn too much, you really won't lose speed. And all that speed you can convert back into altitude. So this match actually came out pretty good. I think there was an R2, but we got rid of him early. As you can see, I have no trouble staying above this pack. I can pick and choose my targets. I got one guy above me, and honestly, he doesn't really bother me much because it's a 262, and I know I can handle them. So I go ahead and I just ignore him, and I dive to the deck. I start picking off some of these targets, helping out my team. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave the verdict up to you. Whether you want to deal with the R2Y2 spam, if you want to deal with it, then grab this plane, because I think it's kind of fun. If you don't want to become cannon fodder for the R2Y2s, then don't. I'd maybe wait for this plane for, I don't know, a month or two, see what happens, because I have a feeling it might go down in battle rank. If it goes down to 6-3, you might get more down tier matches. At 6-7, it either needs the power that it had back to face the R2s, or I don't know. You get rid of the R2s and this plane will be fun. But then again, that could be said about a lot of aircraft at this battle rank. Alright guys, so at the beginning of this video I told you that I would show you how I deal with Horton 229s. And this is how I do it. I had 2 of them above me, only 1 followed. The fault of the 229 is above 550 kilometers an hour, it does not turn very well, or it'll rip. The other fault is it has no rudder. So all I'm doing is slow rolls back and forth. As long as I keep my speed above 600, I have no problems dodging him. He cannot turn that well at that speed. At this point, pop a couple shots off. The radar targeting actually kicks in. I actually get a hit on him. And I just keep doing that. As long as you stay fast, the Horton cannot maneuver nearly as well as you think it can. There's another thing I'll never turn down, is a head-on in a Horton. Horton has no pilot armor. Take a Horton head-on, you'll knock out the pilot every time. As long as you hit him, of course. I'll never turn it down. Anyways, guys, so that's how I deal with them. I'm not saying it's going to work every time, because that thing maintains energy like none other. So if he wants, he can sit there and do passes on you. But I'll tell you what, it can't maneuver. So, anyways, if you have any questions, guys, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. If you haven't already, leave me a subscription. You know, your support goes a long ways. Really appreciate it. Again, guys, if you could deal with the R2Y2 spam, you might actually enjoy this plane. If you don't want to bother with it, wait a month or two, see what happens. Maybe the battle rank will move on the plane. Maybe it'll go down a little bit. And maybe you can get away from those R2Y2s for a little bit. But, anyways, guys, hope you have a good one. Hope you learned something. Let me know what you think. We'll talk to you later.